Are these the biggest hypocrites in America?
While the richest of 1% of our country own $30 million in wealth, $30 trillion in wealth.
So you've muddled a million with a trillion. Sorry, a trillion. And we're supposed to trust you with the world's largest economy. Anyway, these champagne socialists are stinking rich. They earn around $174,000 a year and live in some of the poshest neighborhoods in the world. In Rashida's case, one house isn't enough. She appears to have two of them. These jokers accuse the rich of tax avoidance, but they're literally being investigated for tax and finance irregularities.
Taxing the rich up to 80-90% or 70, and
1% must pay their fair share.
People are going to have to start paying their fair share in taxes.
In 2014, Rashida was fined thousands of dollars for not paying tax on one of her properties. This year, Ilhan was fined thousands for tax irregularities. AOC's campaign is being investigated for finance discrepancies, and Rashida is being investigated again, this time for salary violations. So when they complain about the rich not paying their fair share, they're basically talking about themselves. And another thing, they also claim to be human rights advocates.
Human rights is not just a statement, but it is something that you push for regardless of who is perpetuating it around the world.
This year, 42,000 people were killed in Afghanistan, while 100 people were killed in the Israel-Palestine conflict. But these human rights frauds barely mentioned Afghanistan, and instead they obsessively attacked the world's only Jewish state. To top it off, they say that we should reduce our carbon footprint.
Climate change is an existential threat.
Now, if we implement a carbon tax on top of that, so that we can transition and financially incentivize people away from fossil fuels, if we implement a carbon tax, that's an additional amount of a large amount of revenue that we can have.
These hypocrites have a carbon footprint that would rival NASCAR. According to her expenses, Ilhan racked up a mind-boggling 65 flights this year. AOC paid for 188 rides on Uber and Lyft, in addition to 18 flights, while Rashida paid for a staggering 48 flights. In short, they're nothing more than a bunch of jet-setting, gas-guzzling, tax-dodging, finance-fiddling champagne socialists that want you to do as they say, but not as they do. To make sure you never miss a video, follow us on all of our social medias. It really helps.